just facts. I wrote until my hand cramped and she made copies of everything including photos of Claire's scars on my phone. She printed them out on her office printer and put them in a folder with my name on it. She told me she was mandated to report this and she already did, but I needed to keep myself safe until CPS could investigate properly. She made me promise to text her every morning before school, and if I didn't, she would call the police for a welfare check. I promised and meant it. That afternoon, I was sitting in English class when the office called my teacher and said I had a phone call. My stomach dropped because nobody calls students during class unless it's an emergency. I went to the office and the secretary handed me the phone and it was Mom. Her voice was that scary, calm quiet that meant she was furious. She said the school counselor called her about our private family business and asked if I had anything to say for myself. I didn't answer and she said I was grounded indefinitely starting right now. She said she already submitted paperwork to withdraw me from the school and I would be homeschooled starting tomorrow so I couldn't spread lies to strangers anymore. She told me to get my things and wait in the parking lot because she was coming to pick me up early. I hung up and grabbed my backpack and saw Garrison watching from her office doorway. She mouthed, "Be safe," and I nodded, but I felt sick. When I got home, Mom didn't even look at me, just pointed at my room. Dad came home early from work, and they had a loud conversation in the kitchen about how I was trying to destroy the family. That night after dinner, when they thought I was asleep, my brother snuck into my room. He looked terrified and asked if they were really going to homeschool me. I told him yes, but we needed a plan. We decided on a code word that meant call 911 immediately. If either of us said the word emergency out loud, the other one had to call for help no matter what. He made me promise I wouldn't let them take him to that doctor, and I promised even though I was scared I couldn't actually stop them. He hugged me really tight and snuck back to his room before they noticed he was gone. I waited until after midnight when I could hear Dad snoring through their bedroom door. I grabbed the small voice recorder I bought last year for a school project and tiptoed down the hall. Their door was open a crack and I could see them both asleep. I got down on my hands and knees and crawled to the side of their bed, moving so slowly it took forever. I reached under the bed frame and wedged the recorder between the mattress support and the wall where they would never look. My heart was beating so hard I thought they would hear it, but neither of them moved. I crawled back out and made it to my room without making a sound. The next morning, I woke up to my hidden phone buzzing in the heating vent. I pulled it out and saw an unknown number. A man's voice said his name was Woodward from CPS, and he was calling about the report filed yesterday. He asked me to verify the details Garrison gave them, and I went through everything again. He said they were opening a formal investigation, but home visits take time to schedule properly. He needed me to stay safe and keep documenting everything until they could intervene. He gave me his direct number and said to call immediately if my parents tried to take me anywhere. I wrote his number on my arm in pen under my sleeve where Mom wouldn't see it. At lunch, I went to the library instead of the cafeteria and logged into one of the public computers. I searched the doctor's name from the appointment card and found his practice website. It looked normal and professional with stock photos of happy families. But when I searched his name plus medical board complaint, I found a PDF from 5 years ago. Someone filed a complaint against a doctor with almost the same name but one letter different. The complaint said experimental procedures without proper licensing and potential harm to patients. The case was marked as under investigation, but I couldn't find any resolution. I took screenshots of everything and emailed them to myself. That afternoon, Garrison called me into her office again and said she wanted to connect me with someone who could help. She had a woman on speakerphone named Holden, who said she was a legal aid attorney who works with minors in crisis situations. Holden asked me some questions about the appointment and